And now we continue our series, The Best Part of the Film Festival, and that's meeting the filmmakers. Sitting next to me is Josh Ligairi and also Andrew James, and the movie is called Clean Flix.
Clean Flix. Yeah.
Clean Flix, and it sounds so fascinating. For those people that didn't have a chance to see it and have just been hearing about it, who wants to start? Let's tell us about the movie.
Well, it's about this company in Utah that were taking Hollywood movies and cutting out the sex and the violence and remarketing those to families that were mainly Mormon. And it turned into this pretty big phenomenon and took off in the Bible Belt and around the country until Hollywood caught wind of it and a big lawsuit ensued.
Yeah. So, yeah, the film sort of tracks the rise and fall of this clean film movement. And a lot of the film is about why the films were so popular, who the market was for the films. So we delve a little bit into Mormon culture, and we talk a lot about sex in film and sort of what they didn't want to see and why.
Where did the idea come from? Who had the idea?
For the film or for Clean Flix?
Well, for the film Clean Flix, yeah.
Well, we actually have a mutual friend that's a producer on the film, and he thought this would be a great idea for a film, and it's something that I'd been kind of thinking about as well, but I wasn't sure we could pull it off. Anyway, he contacted the both of us. We didn't know each other before we started filming.
Okay.
And he said, you guys should meet each other and we should do this movie together. So we had lunch and we were shooting a couple days later and worked on it for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So.
Really? So now you really know each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So the whole idea was because of the Mormon religion, that's where it started?
Well, a lot of Mormons don't watch R-rated films.
Okay.
Because they have this view that, you know, the R-rated film is akin to pornography. It's going to corrupt your mind, sort of influence your behavior. They sort of come from that viewpoint on art in general, and they've been counseled by their leaders not to watch R-rated films. So there's a huge market.
There's this huge cultural taboo that they're basically looking for a loophole, a way to get around it. So that's kind of where that came from.
Sure.
They want to be part of the cultural zeitgeist, but they don't want to expose themselves to these things, or they want to even just be able to say, I don't watch R-rated movies, because that would make, you know, maybe...
So art, religion, is that what we're saying?
Art and religion is what the film's about, yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of other stuff too. They're the kind of the legal arguments around Clean Flix, because you're dealing with copyright issues. There are these moral issues. So you've got these guys who are claiming to run a business that's based on morality, but then they're also breaking the law. And so all of these different nuances are kind of playing into the film.
Right. Mm-hmm. We show clips of the films they were editing before and after. So you see the original, the R-rated version, and then you see the cleaned up version, and you get to see the decisions they made, where they made the cuts, and what they're cutting out. And then we've got people sort of talking about what that means and why these things are being excised.
Is it still happening?
Not really.
It was officially shut down.
Yeah, shut it down.
But I'm curious if that's going to change with the new, you know, the way people use technology now, because the generation coming up has so much access and they're so used to taking things and doing whatever they want with it. They don't feel like they have to pay for, you know, the movies or the music they listen to. So I think you may see a lot more of it in the future.
Well, of course, two questions that I've asked everybody sitting in these seats. One is that the majority of the filmmakers say that they're really a nonprofit business because there's no money, right? And then to be able to turn it around from the artistic standpoint and say, but yeah, it still is a business.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part, right?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really made much money from this film at all, but we spent a lot of money making it. And that's sort of the case for most documentary filmmakers.
Yeah. It has to be something you're passionate about,
Yeah.
that you care about, and you're willing to stick it out with, and you know, and it's a story you want to tell to the world, and it's because of places like this that we're able to get the exposure we need to kind of make it a small amount of money. Michael Moore and the Traverse City Film Festival is literally one of the best. We've been to 15 festivals with this film, and this is the best experience I've ever had. I'm not going to speak for Andrew, but I think...
Definitely one of the best. We premiered at the Toronto Film Festival. It's one of the top 3 in the world. So that we were first-time filmmakers, and that was just huge. And that sort of put us on the path to get here, which has sort of been like the best small festival that we've played. And I say small tentatively because I think it's going to blow up. I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah, this is going to be an important festival in the future.
You got Michael Moore like hand-picking all these great movies, and it's in
he's
this
so
prime
involved
location.
with helping the filmmakers and guiding the filmmakers. We had a amazing conversation with him last night where he talked about what he saw as the future of documentary independent film distribution. It was one of the most inspiring things I've ever been a part of.
So when he called, or did he email and say, would you like to?
Yeah, we got to be in the festival.
Yeah.
We just got an email from, was it Deb?
Deb Lake.
Yes.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She was amazing. The entire staff, and kind of like with you, there's a bunch of volunteers.
Yes.
And it's the community, and there's strength in that, and there's a lot of inspiration in that as well, just how committed the community is to being involved in this, in this thing.
Yes, I think we're all passionate about films, as you probably saw from the audience. But
Yeah.
do you, when you're sitting in the audience and watching everybody else, do you still cringe? Like, are they going to get it? Are they going to laugh? Are they going to?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty used to it. I mean, like Josh said, this is something like our 15th festival. So we've seen the film with a lot of different audiences.
Right.
One thing that's great about filmmaking and about this film in general is the different reactions that you get depending on the location.
Oh.
So we found that, there are certain places and certain demographics where the film plays differently, where there's more laughter or less laughter, or more booing and jeering and less booing and jeering. Sometimes you get very sort of visceral reactions to the film, and other times people just kind of sit and soak it in, but yet they still really like it. So we get all kinds of different reactions, and that's something that's sort of fun to gauge, and it's different everywhere you go. It's part of the process,
Yeah. So in the last few minutes, I want to find out about what's next. I mean, 3 years of your life,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next?
I'll let Andrew go second because he's got a great local tie-in. But my next film is a documentary, again, about some people in southern Utah and New Mexico that are illegally digging up Native American grave sites and selling the artifacts on the black market. And it's turned into this big industry since it was outlawed in the 60s. It kind of took a big boom in the 80s, and just recently, last summer, there was a big FBI sting operation to take down some of the people that were doing this illegal business. And so our film kind of focuses around the FBI sting operation, and it has a bit of a heist movie feel, even though it's a documentary, so we're kind of trying to take that angle on it. And there's some interesting spiritual aspects as well. A lot of the Navajo in the area believe that these people are cursed for violating sacred burial grounds, and so there are a lot of interesting little twists and turns in the film.
How about you?
Yeah, my next project is called Street Fighting Man, and it's a profile piece on the East Jefferson area of Detroit, on the east side. It takes a community action bent, where I follow 3 to 4 different residents and their sort of day-to-day struggles to sort of rebuild and bolster their community. I'm sure most people in Michigan know, Detroit's been hit really hard by the slow sort of decay of the auto industry and the recent downturn of the economic crisis. So there's a lot of empty homes, boarded up buildings, tall grass, drugs, violence, gangs. But amidst all this, there's this like strong community like sort of involvement. And there's all kinds of block clubs, community action groups, nonprofit organizations. They're all sort of fighting at this grassroots level to sort of rebuild the community. But it's an uphill struggle because the local government doesn't have the funding that they need. So a police station closes down, a local school closes down, and it's like this huge ripple effect. And one of the main characters in the film is this guy, James Jackson. He's an ex-cop, and he's sort of become like a local sheriff in his community. And and the police don't show up. A woman's house gets shot up, they call the cops, no one shows up. They call this guy James. He goes by Jackrabbit. It's his nickname. So Jackrabbit shows up, he's got a video camera, he records evidence, he carries a firearm when necessary, he cruises the streets at nights doing patrols and keeps his community safe. And so the film is going to sort of focus in on the day-to-day struggles of these people who are struggling to save the city at a crossroads.
Sure.
And so yeah, it's very Michigan oriented. And so for those of you out there who are interested in the project, I'm trying to raise some money right now. Tell your friends. I've got a website where you can go and make small donations. And
what's the website?
It's Kickstarter. It's www.kickstarter.com, and just go there and there's a little search tab. You search Street Fighting Man. The project should come up. You can go and read all about the project and read about me and my bio, and you can donate to the project.
You can watch some of the footage he's already shot, which looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I shot some footage, and so yeah, check it out, spread the word.
Right.
So that's what's next for me.
And this is your first time to Michigan.
This is my first time to Michigan. It's been not to pander, but it's been an amazing experience.
Oh, I'm glad.
We went out on the lake the other day, and it was so much fun. We went out to buy a Power Island, and it's been incredible. I love it. And I was telling Andrew, and actually mentioned to you too, my only experience with Michigan up until now has been through Michael Moore films. So I thought everything looked like Flint, and I thought everything was kind of in the state of crisis that Andrew's talking about in his film. But there are some beautiful, amazing places in Michigan. And I'm
Come
really
back,
enjoying
come
it.
back again.
Invite me back. I'll
Yeah,
be here.
exactly, exactly. The next films, right?
Hopefully, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
The name of the film, Clean Flick. CLEANFLIK.
X.
X.
Clean Flix.
X.
Yeah.
X.
Kind of a tongue twister.
There you go. Thanks, again.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Stay with us.
Thank you.